Well, good evening. Just here at the house. Looks like the second half of the mountain was delivered today. I cannot believe, I'll try and get a whole shot of all of these rocks. All of these rocks all came out of a 2-acre right-of-way for a pipeline to come through our place. All of those rocks. That's what's buried below the earth. And to think we were going to drive all over the county trying to find these rocks, and they're sitting right here under our feet. That's incredible. So you know when you come into a building and you see an animal laying in the dirt and it's not moving and you know it's sick? That's exactly what just happened here. I was a little bit concerned. I thought, oh my goodness, I think our pig has died. So we've had one pig that we've separated. It's had diarrhea for a few days here now. I'm just gonna hop out of the shelter. So it's over here. And yeah, it was just laying there in the pen looking like death. But no, it's still up and alive, which is good. However, I'm still very concerned for its well-being. So I picked up some electrolytes from the vet today. And I think what I'm gonna do is mix a quarter of a cup of diatomaceous earth in with its feed. And hopefully, if it's a parasite issue, hopefully we'll see an improvement there. I'm not saying I make the best grilled cheese, but I think Charlotte is. Right? Well, Charlotte and I just came back with the horse trailer there. There's no critters in there. There is a ride-on lawnmower. Ours decided to break down the other day. Well, it hasn't broken down. It's the steering gear, so you can't turn corners. Well, we have a big enough lawn that we need to turn corners. So Scott and Jesse were gracious enough to let us use theirs for today, and then we can get parts ordered up for ours. But yeah, typical, eh? Something's always got to break. All right, well, Carmen's home now, so I'm gonna go head over here and unload that mower from the trailer. It's a 0-turn. Ours is not a 0-turn. Ours is just like a regular tractor style with a real steering wheel and everything. So this could be interesting, trying to get this thing off the trailer. I might end up coming out in the yard and then just spinning around in circles until I'm dizzy. I'm not. It's going to be interesting. I kind of think it might have been a little bit more fun just to kick the sheep out in the yard and let them mow the grass, but I'm pretty sure Carmen would not support that idea. There goes Carmen now. She's got her wine. She's absolutely in her glory. There's no way I'm going to convince her to buy 20 sheep instead of one of these 0-turn mowers. So she just power slammed her wine and then just like that with a cup. 0 F's given. So we're just about to head into the chicken coop here, collect our day's eggs. I'm also going to dump a bag of pine shavings in there. So those wood chips, they carbon balance the nitrogen that the chickens are laying down in their manure and help to kill any odor. You see in here how much manure gets laid down on the floor, and that's okay. You know, we got a nice deep layer of bedding. This hasn't broken down. It's nice and dry actually. It's not till really to the winter time when things get moist in here. This bottom layer starts to break down and we get like a composting layer, creates a little bit of heat for the chickens. So we can build this up all summer long and through the fall so that when things do get cold, they got a nice insulating layer on the floor here, keep the cold out. So what I think is really cool is we got 25 layer chicks from Miller Hatcheries down in Westlock this year. And I think they what was it, 28th of April, I think they showed up. Well, look at here. We've got our very first egg out of those new hatched chickens. So what are we today? We're September 3rd. We've got our first egg, so that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. So there you go, egg number 1. I've been doing some reading on bale grazing and what you can do to regenerate existing pastures that maybe are weak and they're not very well seeded. And so this is a prime example, a small paddock where it's not like you're gonna bring seeding equipment in. You can broadcast, but you know, even to get harrows and stuff in here would be difficult. But like I said, an old round bale, like a hay bale from last year, roll it out around here in this, the scrubby area. Toss out some grain for the sheep, and the sheep can trample and work that seed in. As they eat it, some of that seed's gonna fall off. Some of it will get carried through in their manure. And it'll help also build the organic material layer on top of the soil. Yes, Richmond. Hi. How are you? Actually really impressed with how this year's lambs turned out. They're Looking absolutely fantastic. Lots of chunk on them. Exactly what we're looking for. A couple of smaller ones like Colchester here, and then Belvedere. Belvedere's kind of right there with the white face. They're a little bit smaller, but their mums are smaller too. I'm really excited for us to see how this new ram lamb does when I breed him to Mavis. So if you look at, where's he at here? Yeah, Morecambe here. This guy right here. He's got so much muscle mass to him. I think when you breed his mother with this Suffolk, it's going to produce an absolutely prime lamb. I'm just going to go ahead and fire up old Yeller here and get us a round bale moved over beside the lambs there. And every day I can just fork a little bit over and into a different spot, and like I said, I'll dump a bit of grain over there and the lambs can chew their way through that and work in the seed. I think it'd be interesting to see exactly how well this works, because I know in other areas where we've done it like accidentally, I guess, it has worked very well, but you know, it wasn't done on purpose. So we're gonna, well, I guess with exception of down where the chickens are, where we laid hay mulch in there, that stuff worked exceptionally well. But that wasn't really for regenerating pasture, that was just for weed control, and it worked exceptionally well there. So we'll try this for pasture and see how well it works. So one thing we don't have for this yellow tractor here is a bale fork, but they do have these beautiful little chain hooks on here. So I can come right up against the round bale, wrap a chain all the way and tilt the bucket back and just use it the same way, I guess. A lot of hydraulic power on this tractor, but it sure would be handy if I had like a fork or a grappler or something. It would make it a lot more versatile, but in the absence of that, we got to find a way, right? Okay, so let's see if I made a liar out of myself here. We'll try and get this round bale picked up. Well, there you have it, old Yeller for the win. We got the bale moved over. I'm just gonna run down and grab a fork now and fork a few handfuls over and get this process started. You know, I often joke about how much trouble that old tractor has given me, but there's a lot of times where it saved my bacon too. And I think like it's got an incredible amount of hydraulic power. I think if I just put the grader on the back and maybe a set of tire chains, I could probably move round bales all year long with that thing. It's just not very much fun in the wintertime when it's minus 35 and you got no cab, let alone no heater. Hey, look at that, just found a sock in the middle of the lawn. I think Carmen shot it out of the mower. Don't see another one, so it either ate the other one or there was only the one, I'm not sure. While I'm over here grabbing this fork, because the fork is right at the pig pen here, figured I would check on this little piggy. I gave it food earlier, it looks like it's gone through its food, so it's eating still. That's good, its water level's gone down in its bowl. I'm gonna mix up some more electrolytes and hopefully we can get some bacon on this little piggy, because right now, this little piggy's staying home. Just got the first couple forkfuls off this bale and spread them out in here. Not a ton, just enough, you know, to introduce the sheep, because these guys have never ever seen a bale yet, right? To get them introduced to this, they can start munching on it, see if they like it. These aren't even our bales. These are bales from the father-in-law's place out in Rio Grande. So there's Timothy, meadow brome, orchard grass, and a little bit of alfalfa in there. So that's great pasture mix, right? That'll do fantastic in this little paddock. And already it looks like the lamb's got some interest there. Look at that. What more could we ask for? So you'd never guess it, but it's 9:30 at night and it's pitch black. Oh, we are on the slow, well, not so slow, I guess, decline into winter, and it won't be very long. It's gonna be dark at like 3:30, 4 o'clock, and we're gonna get like, you get home from work in the dark, you get up in the morning, it's dark, and how do we get anything done in the day? Well, good flashlights, I guess, is the only way to go. So we had a busy night tonight, prepping for tomorrow. I'm off work tomorrow, and it's Labor Day on Monday, so we got a 4-day weekend basically. And we've got a big landscaping project that we're gonna try and tackle beside the house. So it's Carmen's rock garden. We've got a pile of rocks there. We're gonna move some dirt. We also gotta get a couple loads of wood chips in for the garden. And yeah, so I'm gonna be worked like an old mule here, I think, over the next 4 days. Anyways, I think with all that in mind, I'd probably be best to head in and get some rest and get myself a cup of tea. So I hope you have a fantastic night. We'll see you tomorrow.